everybody, it's MC from Not Just Scrapbooks, and I am back finally with one of the biggest projects I've ever made, actually. It is a carousel, and it is meant for a baby's room, a nursery. It was made using G45 papers, and just to get a feel for how some of the parts of this project started, I used my usual gazebo from Joann's, is included in there. I have a couple of boxes. One is a hat box style that I got from Hobby Lobby at the bottom. And then there is a box right over here that is one of those boxes that goes inside a box that goes inside a box, and it was Christmas themed. And then I have the carousel horses that you can see, and I'm going to get closer in a second. I just want you to get a feel for it. The carousel horses started off looking like this, so they were actual, and it's kind of hard to tell here, but they were actual wood horses. And as you can see from the size in my hand, this carousel is not small. It's roughly 20 inches high by about 13.5 to 14 inches wide. So let me get a little bit closer and show you, well, before I get any closer, let me just show you that right now I have this base here on a Lazy Susan, just so I can show you the animals that are on the bottom. But I also have this here is on a Lazy Susan. So you'll notice that the bottom is not moving, but that the top is. So you can play with the carousel and go around and have the horses show up. And I'm going to go all the way around at least once here and get back to my starting original point. And then I will go ahead and get in closer and show you the top and the bottom. So give me a second here. I'm going to cover this and move up. And hopefully, there we go. So now you can see the top tier. And when you look at the top tier, you can see that each horse was painted individually. And I'm going to try not to move my bottom. Maybe I should have done this in 2 segments, but let me make sure I don't move my bottom while I show you my horses. And each, like I said, was painted, painstakingly painted, may I add. And I know that I'm kind of hiding some of the light here, so there we go. Maybe that's going to be a little bit better. And you can see, maybe I should go this way, so that the horses are going forward. And I painted each one of these, and then they were, if you noticed before, this was on a ball. So I had to create a little stand. So I created out of air-dried clay and then painted. So here we go back again. So each horse is painted individually. I tried to decorate each one somewhat differently. Different colors. And I kind of did it out of my head. I looked at a whole lot of carousels, spent many, many hours looking at carousel horses, and then I stopped looking at pictures and went ahead and painted the horses so that they're accumulation of images that I've seen and not any particular one. So there's really no copying involved here, just inspiration. And I think that's how you do inspiration. You look at a whole lot of things and you shut it down, and then you do what's in your head, and your head will definitely come back. Now, one of my favorite pieces on this level is my little bench here, and you'll notice that my little bench, and let me see if I can get any closer to my bench, or if there we go, a little bit closer. You'll notice that it's covered with G45 paper, and some of this is from Sweet Sentiment, some of this is from Botanical Tea, and some of it is from Little Darlings. For example, I thought that this was the perfect surface for the bottom, the floor of the carousel. And that comes from Little Darlings. And then one of the things that I've done is I worked with an Etsy seller to create carousel animals. And she had one, and she has now very kindly given me the rights to it. And I will put her name down at the bottom. See, I can do down at the bottom. There's a lot of lights in here trying to get enough light. It's a very dark day today. We're having thunderstorms on and off. So anyway, you'll see that there are animals at the top here, and I will turn. See, like the goose. Can you see the goose here? Right over here in the background. I'll put pictures up with my video so you'll get to see some of the elements a little bit better. But anyway, she had a horse, and I loved the horse. And then I talked to her, and I said, well, how about, we make lions and elephants and geese and giraffes to add to the carousel horse. And, she drew parts of it. I drew parts of it. We got together, and she laser cut them. So these are all actually wood. And they come in just an MDF kind of wood, and they're laser cut. And they come in 3 sizes. What you're seeing here is the smallest of the sizes on the back here. And then what you'll see on the bottom is the middle size, and then there is a bigger size than that. At least I think that's what I did. Anyway, or maybe I did I'll show you anyway, the animals in their raw form later. So anyway, I took 2 of my elephants, and I papered them, and then I took this little bench that I'd gotten, and it was all kind of wobbly. It was one of my disappointing Etsy purchases. It's one of my very few, and actually the only thing I've ever bought off Etsy. It was kind of really wobbly when I got it, and so I took the sides off, and then I cut it down because it was too wide to fit on that little track that we have here. And in the process of cutting it, I actually broke it apart. So I had to glue it back together, and it wasn't really all that pretty. So you know what they say, a mistake is only an opportunity for creativity. And so I got creative, and I put paper on top of that looks a little bit like the kind of outdoor fabric that you would have. And if you see here on the back, it says celebrate. And again, all of this paper is from G45. So now the other thing I can show you, I hope, is that if I moved my tripod down a little, I'll be able to show you the inside the roof. And it's kind of hard to see, so let me see if I can move the light a little bit forward and highlight. There we go. I think you can now see that I did the roof, and this is where you can see the gazebo structure. And if you know my work, if you've been following me, you know that this is my 3rd gazebo structure. I've done a secret garden one, and I have done a tropical Bohemian breeze tiki hut before. So at any rate, this is what it looks like at the top, and I can turn this around. It's kind of hard to get it lit properly. I'm really sorry about that, but I'm trying. And you can see the gazebo as you go around. And the white in between the stamps is a Martha Stewart punch. And I just punched the paper. And when you get here, you'll see the Botanical Tea. Let me see if I can get it to show up a little bit better. I guess I'm going through the lace here. There we go. And that is one of the Botanical Tea stickers up here. And then I have a little butterfly that I fussy cut that's on the ledge there. I don't know if you can see the one on the ledge. Probably not. Again, we'll have pictures. And so I got the Lazy Susan, and it was one of those really strange things where I'm like, oh man, I'd really love this thing to, that my horses to be able to turn. And believe it or not, like 2 days after I had the thought, my husband had ordered a Lazy Susan. That was too small, so I had to order a bigger one because I knew I wanted to have something in the middle, and I wanted the whole thing to turn around this middle here. So now I'm going to leave that here, and I'm going to start turning so you can see the animals in between these two horses that are in the back. So that is the original horse that you can see here on the background right here. And I put a little saddle and a little bridle on it. And then if I turn the bottom here on, you will see the lion. And again, I painted him, I gave him an eye. I painted the, I don't know what that's called, but you know, the part that the kid would hold on to. The child would hold on to if they were on a merry-go-round. And then I gave it a little saddle using some of the banners from Botanical Tea, I think. And stamp, and there's the goose coming up. Here's the goose. And the goose has little saddle too. And little bridle. And then I had to figure out where the eyes went because not every animal has their eye in the same place. So that was fun. I really did have a wonderful time creating this. And in a few minutes I will take it apart. There's my giraffe. And my giraffe also has a little saddle, little bridle. And we're back to my horse. So that is level 1. Let me see if I can show you the second level. I'm going to put my lamp back over here for a minute and move my camera down. I'm doing this standing up so that I have a better chance of showing you everything. And I may have to do some real creative stuff to get down this far. But can we get to the... Yes, we can. Okay, so this is the bottom layer, and it is a box. And just for the record, I think maybe I can show you that this is where the two pieces can separate. So you can put things like, you know, the cards that you got either at when the baby was born, or if you christen your children at the christening. And here, I forgot to show you that, but here, my gazebo comes apart. And if I take this part over here, you can open this box here. The box with these animals will open. Let me put it back here so you can see, because it's really hard to work and show it all to you. But see, this part there opens up, and I can put, you know, like the baby's bracelet, the first lock of hair, something that the tooth fairy gave back to you, you know, that kind of thing. And it closes again this way. So you can use it as like on once it's in the nursery, it doesn't have to be this tall. You can just use it as two separate pieces. Okay, back to the bottom. Okay, here's my bottom. And it comes, I think, this paper's from Sweet Sentiments, I think. And here are some of the animals again. And I hope it'll focus. Yes, it is. It's going to focus. It's being nice to me. And again, I created this by braiding strands of embroidery floss. And then I created the saddle here using some of the banners from the collection. Here is the horse, the first thing I ever fell in love with. And I put just a little decoration on this one. I didn't do it on the top. Once, because I didn't want to have that fuzz getting in the way up. But in here, I thought it was okay to do it. And again, banners for the saddle. And here's my giraffe. And again, you know, the giraffe is painted white, and then it's got like pink outline and it has a little saddle, and again it has a braided bridle. And here comes my goose, and again she's painted, I don't know why she's a she, but she's a she. She's painted white, and she has a braided bridle, and again she has banners that I've cut up differently to create the saddle. And then back to the elephant. And this, the one thing I hadn't shown you is that it has a little stirrup, as does the lion after it. I'll show you the lion again. And the stirrup is actually one of the keys that comes with the collection. It's part of, I think, the banners. And I just turned the key upside down, and it created a perfect stirrup in the perfect color combination. So if you're ever doing animals, you have stirrups, whatever. And again, see, the lion Albert has it too. And here we go. We have one more goose. And basically, that is my carousel. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching, and I will be back. Bye-bye.